The Pet Clinic on Today, sponsored by petfixclub.com. Love your pet? Join the club.
We are joined by Pete the vet. Pete, great to have you on the show again. Loads of people getting in contact, loads of questions out there for you as well. So Pete will fly straight into them. This one comes from Lorraine. We have a 3-year-old male Cavachon. He was neutered early. Last year, we noticed his umbilical cord area was swollen. The vet said that this is normal. A year later, it's tripled in size, and he doesn't like it being touched, and it appears sensitive. And that comes in from Lorraine, as I said, beautiful dog there.
Doesn't he look gorgeous?
That's unusual.
It's not that uncommon, actually. The umbilical cord area, I'll show you on little Kiko here.
Kiko, yeah.
Just about here. Right in the midline, just here, you see? Mm-hmm. And it's very common for dogs to be born with a little bit of a bump there. And sometimes it doesn't come obvious till they're a bit older. And as long as it's very small, we don't worry about it at all. But if it's getting bigger, as this one has, then it does become a concern. Because what it is it's a bit of fat, usually, that's come out through a little gap in the muscle wall. And if it gets bigger, that means that there's more contents coming through, and that could involve a little bit of intestine as well.
Okay.
And the danger is that, first of all, it bashes off something and becomes swollen and sore. But secondly, the blood supply to it could be cut off. And then you end up with it becoming very, very inflamed, and even dangerously, the blood supply is cut off, tissue dies off, and it becomes very serious. Yeah. So the other possibility is you can get lumps in that area that are actually tumours that resemble little hernias. So anytime there's a lump that's getting bigger, you really do need to go to the vet to get it checked out, and they'll keep you right as to what the best course of action is.
OK, that's really good advice there.
Imagine if you're walking in the grass as well, so if the dog is walking in the grass, it could be scraping up the tummy as well.
Yeah,
it could too, and it can
even
bash
something
off
as simple as that.
Yeah,
it can cause problems, so it's not something to ignore. That's
OK, something to get checked out with the vet, absolutely. So we also have another one here. I have an 8-year-old female border collie cross. She's got a very good temperament, she's very intelligent, but recently when they were cooking a roast lamb for dinner, she got incredibly distressed. This happened before. She was whinging and whining. So what is it? Is it the smell?
It's very interesting. I haven't really heard of that sort of problem before. But yes, dogs have got a sense of smell that's way more sensitive than ours, about 40 times more sensitive. So if we smell a rich scent of lamb cooking, for them it's an overwhelming stench of lamb. And so the first thing is it's very strong to them. The second thing is dogs have got memories that are linked very closely to the sense of smell, as we do as well, actually, if you think about it. Yeah. Smells often take us back to things we've experienced. So for dogs, it's the same. So if that particular dog had a really bad experience at the same time as it smelled lamb being cooked, for example, if there was a thunderstorm, if there was fireworks, or if there were strangers visiting the house, then the dog may well associate the smell with a bad experience. And then that's why it gets set off. So if you want to tackle that, the way to do it would be to I suppose cook a little lamb in the distance and give your dog a treat, like Kiko's enjoying a canine connectable treat down there just now. So you could give the dog a treat while there's a scent of lamb over there somewhere. Okay. And the dog would then associate the lamb smell with good things. And then gradually over time, they would get used to it.
Very good.
Sense of smell this time, but from the humans this time, Pete. This is a very, very interesting one from Tuman, County Galway. I have a male cat, almost 2 years old. He eats dry food nuts. He stinks so bad sometimes. I mean really, really bad. I've never heard him fart. Okay? This is in inverted commas, unless he does silent but deadly ones. This is serious now, by the way. I know we're all laughing, but this is serious. Is this a male cat issue? And do you know what causes it? Thank you, this person says.
Well, I think the first point there, it's a very good point. Cats don't generally make a noise when they fart. When they pass wind, it's silent. No, it's because of their difference in anatomy. We don't need to get into all that. Yeah. Anyway, so they tend to be silent, and usually it's because of what they're eating. Okay. So a cat that's producing digestive gases, like that, we'd suggest that they change them onto a highly digestible diet, something, for example, that includes high levels of chicken, which is much easier for the digestive system to process without producing gas.
So the dry food nuts that this cat has been eating may be causing that?
It may be. So I would change it onto what would be called a high-quality, highly digestible cat kibble. And there's lots of them out there, but make sure that the label includes highly digestible, and that should make the difference.
I think Phoebe wrote a song about this cat. Do you remember that?
I think she did.
Yeah, smelly cat. Anyway. I feel bad for the poor cat. I think we're after outing the cat on TV.
The poor
but it
little-
is a serious problem as well, though, for the owners.
Oh, but yes. It's more common a dog issue than cat, but yeah, it can cause problems, all right.
Absolutely. Now, we also have another one here. This is the last one. We have a 9-year-old rescue Jack Russell Terrier. She's constantly suffering with an itchy gland. So we've brought her to a few different vets who have, they've squeezed the glands, but after a few days, she's suffering with it again. So is there anything that they can do to ease the itching?
Well, again, Kiko's going to be a useful model for us. So dogs have under their tail, they've got 2 little glands right beside their anus there, which become full of secretion sometimes. And that secretion, when it fills up those little glands, it makes it very itchy in that area. And so the normal thing is to go to the vet and they will squeeze out those glands, as those people have done. Now, if the problem comes back, there's a number of possible causes. One of them could be that there's an infection of those glands. And so then the vet would talk to you about the possibility of having to go on to a course of antibiotics.
Okay.
Or sometimes to flush out the anal sacs under anaesthesia to remove any infection. But the other thing then is that sometimes there's actually a problem with another issue causing itchiness under the tail, and that can be worms. So make sure you've wormed your dog. And also can be food allergies. So they can cause a sense of itchiness around that back passage as well.
Yeah.
So there's a few things to look at there. It's very hard for you to sort that out by yourself, but certainly talk to your vet again about looking into that in more detail.
Exactly. And how often actually should you deworm your dog and do all that kind of stuff with the fleas? Because you have to do it quite regularly, don't you?
You do. It depends on what your dog's lifestyle is and your cat's lifestyle. Like one of the things that we have on the Petfix Club website is actually a pet parasite planner that helps you analyse your pet's lifestyle and then give the right level of worm control. Or you can talk to your vet. Vets are expert in this.
In fairness, it's true, they are.
Before you go, if people have questions for you, Pete, where can they find you?
Well, the Petfix Club website is where to go. There's an Ask a Vet button there. You click on that and you can send me a question. I'll get back to you immediately.
Oh, brilliant.
Very good.
Pete Gurmila, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thanks a million.
much.
Thanks, Pete. And you're going to be back again with us in 2 weeks' time with some great advice on how to keep your pets pest-free.
The Pet Clinic on Today, sponsored by PetFixClub.com. Love your pet? Join the club.